Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to the Misery Simulator. I came up when I was taking my break. A thing a light bulb went up in my mind. That also just I managed to put into words to myself another thing that really bothers me in this game. In Dark Souls games, it's very common to consider like that things are the movement physics are very deliberate. They feel quote-unquote real in the sense that movement has consequences. You wind up and you hit a thing, and it looks like you hit a thing, and then the enemy or the world reacts to you hitting it, right? Like, it feels, if not realistic, at least plausible, mostly. You know, some physics engine shenanigans and ragdoll physics notwithstanding, right? But I realized that on the horse, there's an issue. Because if you're in high speed and you get hit when you're on the horse, what do you expect will happen in real life? Right? If you get hit into the rider, in real life, the horse keeps going and the rider, like, slumps, like, or something, right? And if in real life the horse gets hit, the horse maybe stumbles, maybe falls, but, like, with the movement physics, like, taking into account, it, like, stumbles over a period, like, over a length of road, right? Like a length of the earth. Like, hit, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, right? But in here, I just realized that it's been bothering me the whole time. When you get hit from fast movement like this, you get hit from, like, sideways from something, you get stopped in your tracks, like, and just stand still, taking the hit like a stone, not moving a single inch forward anymore. That is really, really awkward feeling combat physics. That the horse, like, force stops, like, to a wall when it gets hit, instead of, like, stumbling forward slightly, you know, awkwardly or something. That is, like, try to imagine that in something like, I don't know, like, if you're riding your horse in Red Dead 2, it just, like, stops into a wall. It doesn't stumble forward. No, it's like, and you stand there on your horse, not falling yet, and just take hits standing, and you can do nothing. That is... I've been trying to put into words why the horse combat feels bad, and that's it. That shouldn't be done the way it is. That's really, really awkward and bad. Yet the game is 97 of 100 because criticism doesn't apply to FromSoft games, but that is really, really bad physics design. Like, that's just not how it should go. In any case, let's see how our misery, you know, lets us live today. Let's summon our boy, and let's see if I can just ride through the bullshit. Let's go. I probably can't, but I'll try. I'm so not sure how to approach the BS giant in here. Is it even here? Probably not. Oh, there you are. Hello. I've met one of these before, but just close range. They just, like, go away and come back with no real rhyme or reason. These feel like time wastes unless they are insta-shooting you from 3 blocks away, you know? Like, at least stand there and take the hits instead of running away like a... Right. Also, my summon just desummoned because, you know. I don't think I killed it yet, it's just biding its time. Maybe waiting for a great opportunity to just cheaply kill me again. Yep, that's what it's doing. I think that's everything. Like, item-wise. Have I checked here? I think so. I haven't found a map, so it's impossible to make sure, but I think I've been there. Alright. But yeah, that's a really, really big issue with the horse. It just finally came to me, like, yeah. The continuation of the movement, how it stops like into a wall when you get poked with even a point, like a tiny, tiny stick, or a tiny, tiny idea of a stick, and it just like stops you in your tracks, standing still, you can't move, can't do anything, can't even breathe, and you get like pounded on by whatever just poked you in the elbow. Like, okay, fine, whatever. That is bad. Alright. A lot of random herbs. Man, this better be worth it. I'm starting to feel like there might not be anything at the end. Like, there's that ruin, but I have this sinking feeling the ruin's just gonna have like, hey, here's 5 glintstone fireflies. So that's kind of what the loot often is in this one. The platonic idea of sticks has frozen you in your tracks. This is true. Also, hi, Clank, welcome. Glad to have you, and hope you've had an excellent week. I've had a day. Also, it's gonna be an invader again. I think. Unless it just... Oh, it's just like an unsummoned horse line. Okay, cool. Cool. I've had like a decent week, but a bad day or a bad evening, so I started streaming instead. It started really good, I think, the stream. I had a good time until I found the area of the cheapest garbage I've yet found, and that's saying something. The Mohgwyn Palace, which is that is the approach here was filled with some of the cheapest difficulty design I've ever seen in terms of just combat moves. All right. Yeah, like it's one of those times where I feel like I'm starting to... How do I put this? I had a very interesting interaction with oh boy. Yep, that seems healthy. I had an interesting interaction with a person I mod with for someone, where I basically just, like, you know, jumped into a conversation in a group that we are in for the purposes of, like, that the mods that can be on the same page about rules and stuff. And I had a strange interaction where I just mentioned that I, some months ago, got, like, DMs from a person being like, hey, I'm a graphics designer, boo-buddy-boo, you know those kinds, right? The self-promo kinds, right? And this was like a few months ago when I got the DMs, and I recalled them being more human-like than they were. So the person I talked with, or the person who kind of, like, talked at me in the group was like, it was probably a bot. And I'm like, I don't know, it seemed pretty human, but so I don't think it was. But then I went back and checked, and the account was deleted, and it probably was a bot. There we are. And for some reason, the person who talked at me just wouldn't move on from the issue. And instead, like, kept rubbing the mistake I made into my eye. Like, I tried to move on from it in like, throwing a joke, like, oh, well, it's still more constructive talking to most of the people. And they just, like, go back, like, well, yes, when they have an ulterior motive, then they tend to talk more friendly. I'm like... And I just... It was obvious they wanted to just talk down at me for some unknown reason. Maybe they just tried to, you know, swing their cock around or something. I don't know what the fuck their problem is. Hi. And so I was like, I don't feel like engaging in this. And then I was just like, I just said, like, sigh. Ugh. And then they still just wouldn't let it go, in that they just, like, laughed and then put a gif of a tall person tapping the head of a shorter person. Again, like, literally visually going for the I'm talking down at you approach. And I'm like, fuck you. Just stop your fuckery, it's not user friendly, you're just being an ass. And then it kind of, like, stopped the conversation, but they just wouldn't. Either they're, like, 12 and don't realize what their talking actually is, or they're actually don't, you know, have the balls to admit that they're being an ass and would just, you know, realize that they're a toxic human being that should probably look into themselves. And I just kind of, like, and then that's kind of the end of the conversation, and I just, like, started wondering, like, I'm, like, searching myself in these current times of my life, and how do I react to these things? Like, would I, in my previous years, have said anything or no? But in my current years, I lose my temper and essentially want to, you know, show their face to the business end of a combine harvester. And I just don't feel like letting that shit go. So now I'm wondering if I should just, like, you know, if the situation keeps just not being nothing, then I probably should just tell the person I'm modding for that, listen, I don't get along with the asshole who you just added to the team. I don't feel like modding for you anymore because of it, and just, like, call call it a career and then just leave. And I'm just not sure what to really think of it. Like, I have a very justice-minded character in that I feel like when someone is wronged, the party that's doing the wronging should suffer for it somehow. And I've had a lot of issues in my ability to, you know, manage with, you know, in accepting the reality of life that that's just not how the world works. And I'm just wondering, you know, maybe it just hit me in a spot that needs some work, but I'm not sure what kind of work can be done with that. And it probably just like doubles back into all of the stuff that made me depressed in the first place a couple of years back. That like broke all of my mind to begin with. It's been a really interesting day like that, you know? And I'm not really sure what to make of it. But yeah, my armor set is indeed the Onion Knight armor set plus the pumpkin helmet. The pumpkin helmet you get very early on in the game, and it's still the best helmet, I think, in the entire game. It's kind of weird. It has almost the best armor stats of the entire game, and on top of it, it greatly, as equipment notion, reduces the headshot damage that you get, which is just crazy good. And just no other helmet reaches close to that sort of usefulness in terms of like damage negation. It's really good. Man, these zombos are they're a full day at the office. Onion, right, exactly. $346 per kill. That's honestly not enough, considering how the area is so high demand in terms of just difficulty. Also, like, just there's no way to avoid the bleeding cloud, so you can't like just power through these, because they, in any case, they always end up exploding into the cloud anyway. Like, what do you expect from me? And I can't do the horse, so. Yeah, I don't think these zombies are a good idea. There's no way to avoid there's no way to quickly go through them, which means that instead of being an interesting challenge, which they could have been, they just waste so much of time for no good reason. I think these zombies are a bad design choice. Really bad. There's a lot of bad choices in this area, I find. And like, my longbow is almost as damaging as it can be. Like, ranged is so nerfed. Well, it's always been nerfed. Like, it never began as powerful, if anything. So it's, you know, not a great option for doing this either. Like, this is a longbow plus 22, and my stats are 60-60, so, like, what, you know. Yeah, there are way too many, and they're just way too slow to go through. They just waste the player's time. It stops being interesting around the second zombie, you know? It's just bad. Like, it's not hard. It's not like like, you know, you just eventually go through them. It's just slow and kind of boring. Yep, even backstabbing does that, which wasn't a thing, I think, with the... I think the Painted World, explodey bad boys with a similar thing. I forgot, was it like poison or whatever it was that they did. Backstabbing was the thing that worked with them. So, I'm sure there's some sort of an interesting lore thing behind the blood loss explosive zombies, but they're boring to fight. It just takes time for no reason. Alright, let's... I have simple arrows in here somewhere. There. So when the bone arrows end, let's change arrows, because I can buy those. Crafting arrows is almost more expensive these days. So much blood, absolutely. It's a blood lake and everything behind here. Like, this place here is all blood lake. We've had a lot of blood lake hiking to get here. It's visually an interesting place, but it's a lot of very cheap BS in the enemies, though. There's for example it's one of those round-faced, vaguely humanoid enemies that we saw in Liurnia of the Lakes, for example. They give a good amount of souls or runes, so there is a good grinding place in there at the beginning for sure. But there's like these red variants of that enemy, and many of them. One group is 10 of them, right? And even one of them is deathly dangerous, right? And they have this move where they essentially become the bone wheel of previous Dark Souls games. No, the bone wheel. Surely you've probably seen that. The bone wheel is, depending on which Dark Souls game you play, is either annoying or extremely dangerous. But the attack they make is still avoidable, either with a very expertly placed dodge roll, or if you can block it through with a massive stamina bar, right? But in here, the rolling attack they do, which is full of spikes, right? They can change their trajectory so sharply, right? In this one. The equivalent of bone wheels in these, which is the humanoid red spiky, the red round things that become spiky at will here, right? They have such a sharp turning mechanic that you cannot block them anymore. You block the first couple of hits, and then they turn on your side, that they go around your shield while they're still in front of you. So you can't, like, turn to their, you know, and then they hit you like a truck, like, and they hurt so bad, it's just craziness. You also can't dodge roll them, because if you dodge roll, you dodge the first attack, yes, but they again turn so sharply that they're attack hitbox, it's not even that they turn on a 90-degree angle. It's more that their hitbox is round, right? So you dodge the very first bit, and then the rest of it hits you, no matter how you dodge or where you dodge. Meaning the attack is unavoidable unless you are 25 meters away. Which for a melee build means that the enemy in question would be the first enemy in Dark Souls that is actually unavoidable as an attack. Ever. Like, there are many grab attacks that are almost kind of practically unavoidable, you know? That sort of stuff. Many that require such an expertly placed dodge roll that it's practically unavoidable, like AoE stuff and so on. But that enemy that I'm talking about would, I think, mark the first Dark Souls enemy that's actually completely, as an attack, unavoidable for a melee build. If it comes, it hits you. And if you're not a tank that can take it, you're dead. And there's like 50 of them down there. I can show you, like, I can demonstrate. I probably need to grab a video of that anyway, just because it's such a weird anecdote. Really? Man. This is just boring, come on. Man, this is stupid design. Like, man. Come on. Really? You don't even get, like, good souls for these. 300 is basically a joke. There's also a crazy difficult NPC summon that attacks you 3 times down there. That gives you 375 souls per kill. And this is like extremely late game area. This is like basically 8 or 9/10 through the game is where we are. A very optional area, mind you, but still. But that's just the area, like, that's the time when you, oh crap, I put the wrong thing in the thing, didn't I? I need to change the, pouch item. I didn't mean to put the blood loss thing in there. I need to put the scarlet rot in there. Oopsie daisy. Oh well, it's useful now. Mushroom. It's not a fun place, yeah. It's challenging, but it's challenging for a lot of really bad reasons. Oh, come on. What the hell? Who came up with this? FromSoft, you might want to have a talk with whoever came up with this area. Or the enemy placement of that area. What the hell? Why would you do this? It's so meh. Yeah, yes, it's the genius of the video game medium. Yeah, yeah, huh. And I mean, I have to check everywhere because I don't know where the important talismans and equipment are to get. Like, I have to. Do they keep respawning? I don't think so. I think... I mean, if you mean in between bonfires, yes. But I think these are just all of... Like, I think this area actually just have standing 250 zombies. They don't come from the earth. Running past them seems dangerous, because if I run in the middle of them, they all explode and I fall down the cliff. I don't want to do that. That seems... Because when you get hit, you stop in your tracks. And then you just get thrown off whatever, like... and then I'd have to kill all of these all over again, you know? I don't want to risk it. Alright. That was important. I need the stone sword keys. I don't know how many extras I'll have in the end, but yeah. I need them. But yeah, I think these just don't, like, these all exist as is. They don't come from the land. They stand in place and they all exist here. And again, there's an item at the end. I guess I can try to run past them now that there's not an immediate cliff, but I kind of worry about that idea. Let's try. Okay, that's better, but the ones I had to climb up through, they weren't worshipping, so those I actually had to fight. Yeah, I'll leave these be. The soul reward for these are so minuscule, it's not worth it. That almost looks like there could be something, but there isn't. But good thinking, though. Alright. Let's try to not step on any pressure plates. I have no idea what to oh boy. When the game lets you summon something, you summon something. This is probably gonna be really, really bad. Is that a merchant? Well, eventually. What? Are you okay? I don't think there's anyone there. Well, you do you. Hi.
Oh dear. Yeah, mate. Hey, terribly sorry. Are you here as a customer?
The game tried to cook the wrong thing. That's true, yeah. Alright, buy 3 of these.
Oh, I must apologize.
Well, there was someone eventually. Okay, let's do more.
Is it?
Festering bloody finger, material crafting items. I don't think I need it. These I'll buy. Bird bolt, dwelling arrow, magic damage. Might as well grab it. I haven't used any of these, but I'm not gonna come back here. Just like I'll buy the vaguely unique stuff. So let's go.
I must apologize.
Yeah, let's go. And I try to kill all of the stuff anyway because I always worry that there's gonna be something that aggroes them eventually, and then they'll just attack me from behind anyway. That's really like a lot of runes. That's what I try to avoid, you know. Lord's rune is, I think, 50,000. Oh my goodness. Go get him! Because I'm not going in there. Well, I'll kill that one. See, I'm helping! Oh, for fuck. I think the Mimic might be blood loss immune, which is nice. Go get him! A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and the Mimic summon Ash thing. I appreciate the varied attacks, my dude, but you don't. But we should both just hit them. Cool. I'm so glad the game allowed me to summon this boy at the very, at the doorstep there. This would have been, ooh. But killing them would have still been worth it because this thing here looks like a +10 ghost glove word or whatever it is. Yeah, great ghost glove word. Maximum upgrade spirit ash. It might even be the better one of the two. I forget which one is which. Yeah. The great grave glove word is for basic spirits and great ghost glove word is for the renowned spirits. I don't remember which one this is, but it's very good though. And this one is +10. It's maximum upgraded because I realize it's very good. Item. Hi. Doggo demands exercise. Well, then you have to exercise Doggo. Have a good Doggo exercise and come back safe and tell the Doggo all the love. Yes. Important stuff. I hope it goes good. And thanks for being here. That's always helpful and it warms my heart. And it allowed me to you know, mention what irked me today. I probably should, you know, keep that in mind and see if I can mention that to someone who knows about these things. About like human behavior and so on to see if it all works out. If I can learn something, might be helpful. I wonder if I could go back to the doorway and just summon these again, because this seems like a dangerous place to be. Because I'm not sure how the Mimic Ashes actually work, in that I've usually just summoned the mana summon Ash, you know, things. I can do them only once anyway. What about these then? About here the game allowed me to do it, at least then. Not anymore though. Alright. A touch inconsistent, but you know, that's Elden Ring for you. Alright. Well, I hope there's something interesting here. An interesting place for a shopkeeper, for sure. I almost expected him to have something more interesting than what he did. Hope it's do the lantern again. It seems I'm gonna mess up my blocking eventually if I don't use this instead. maybe? Ooh, and 0 frames dropped so far. That's nice. Always a good feel for that one. Or it creates a good feel. See, my speaking words are very sensible. Okie dokie. I could rest, but if I need to go back, at least I've emptied the place. I have a pretty good number of healing items still going on. While a bunch of the enemies are pretty BS in this place, it is still an interesting trek. That I gotta admit. Interesting place. Better or for worse. Some of it for the worse, for sure, but... oh. Yeah, no horse. Oh boy. One of them has golden eyes, which means it's gonna give 5-fold runes. That one. Alright, and then we gotta like really hard go. Try to keep distance while taking one of them at a time. Alright. Easy. Just try to aggro a couple of them back here and see if we can manage it. Man, the moment you think they'd like just stagger a little bit, huh? Yeah, see that? That's unavoidable because of that, yeah. Even from a distance, it's still, from a perfect dodge roll, they still manage to get the damage through because it just keeps grinding at you and there's just nothing you can do about it. And then full block is that. I'll grab a clip for it because that's not an excellent example. I probably still will grab a better one, but cheap attack that can't be avoided. That's just bad game design. Alright. I find it really fascinating that, like, a puddle can cause a bleeding meter to go. It just feels... It doesn't feel right, you know? Like, it doesn't make sense to me in any logical way, you know? A sword inherently doesn't cause bleeding, but a random-ass puddle causes blood loss. I'm sure it could be like, if you breathe it in, it makes your blood so thin, it, like, seeps out of your orifices. Sure. I don't know, man. There's just some things off in it. Yeah, sure. Probably worth it. I'd rather get the other one though, the full basic one, because I still have none of those. I probably in the long run I will appreciate these more, that's true, but I'm fascinated by the fact that they're still so stingy with the normal smithing stones. Sombers they give so much more. It's kind of odd. Still, I've had long dungeons that at the end give like a treasure chest, and here is 5 glint fireflies that you've picked up 3,000 of and had to sell like 2,000 of. Like, cool. So it's at least a, you know, it's at least a reward, right? Okay. I have a feeling it's gonna be a boss fight, and now I'm worried. What if I can only summon my Mimic Ash once per bonfire rest? This is a statue of Marika, but I'm so far not getting the icon on my thing. That kind of worries me as well. Now I have it, okay. Yeah, I worry that I can't summon my friend, my Mimic. And then it's gonna go really bad. Hello. It's a delicious egg. It's a hand egg. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Because it comes from an egg. Right. I never would have guessed it's a bleeding boss. Somehow it completely caught me off guard by surprise. Yes. No hurry. Okay. Bloodman. The cut Mega Man boss that was cut because it was too edgy.
You must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest.
Thanks. It was a great journey to get.
Birthplace of our dynasty.
Lovely. I'm so glad to be here. Ooh, I can at least summon. Cool. Let's go. Let's go. Mohg, Lord of... Oh, it's this one again. I feel like I've killed Mohg once already. Just probably a weaker version. The one in the sewers, you know. Hi. Tres. Duo. Uno. Un, dos, tres. 1, 2, 3. Nyt lennetään. Yeah. Okay, I mean that's cheap. But I mean, I guess I expected it. You have to heal your way through it's stealing away almost like twice your life bar, but okay. Right. Listen. We need to be somewhere, so we
can see it as clear as day. The coming of our dynasty.
Cool.
Morgwin.
Mohg's Great Rune. Remembrance of the Lord of Blood. Cool. That was like 300,000 runes if I saw right. That's pretty cool. Alright. I have no idea where do I, like, activate this great rune, but if I eventually manage to... That's the Rena one. Devoid of any benediction. Seek the divine tower of East Altus. Okay, maybe. Oh, it's a cool place and all. A lot of cheap BS in the place, but I guess that's, you know, beside the point. Still, until I died into that really, really weird attack from the skeleton boy, I kind of did, to an extent, like this place, though. A lot of good rune grinding, at least. Cool. This place does kind of feel like it's like a monumental secret, but it's, you know, apparently not. Although I would have never found this without the help of the internet, because I had no idea what to, like how to even get to the western side of the mountains, but here we are. So I guess this is... Oh, it's an imprisoned merchant, not like a... Hey, this is where I set up shop. I would have never... Okay. Fair enough. Okie dokie. Closer and closer to level 200. That's something, right? Maybe. Maybe we can call it worth something. We squint. Okay, East Altus. That's the West Altus. I thought it said East Altus. Which one was it? Divine Tower of East Altus. I feel like I got there once. Divine Tower of Caelid. Yeah, I never actually activated. Mending Rune of the Death Prince. To restore formed to Hallow. Yeah, I did the Fia questline and fought a dragon. It was fun. It will embed the principle Golden Order thus or sure. Divine I don't think I've even gotten this one ever. Oopsie daisy. East Altus. I swear I... That's weird. Because I think I activated the Morgoth rune in here already. Well, let's try. Hi. Okay. I stand corrected? I don't know. Grants a blessing of blood to phantoms. Whatever the hell that means. Its blessing grants a blessing of blood to summon phantoms, and imparts a phantom great rune upon successful invasion. Mawk and Morgoth are twin brothers, and their great runes are naturally similar. But Mawk's rune is soaked in accursed blood from his devout love for the wretched mire that he was born into far below the earth. I have no idea. That... I'd love it if the game would just actually tell me what the Great Rune does. It would be great. grants the blessing of blood isn't actually explaining what it does. Game, please, come on. Okay, what about the other one? I mean, I have been here, I killed the boss and everything, but... I have no idea if I can actually open... Like, have... I maybe haven't been to the top? I just remember this place being really, really annoying. There's so much platforming in here, it wasn't super good. There's like inside the tower, there's like endless falling and platforming and walking on like the 1/10 of a bit of wall and then jumping over 1/10 of a bit of wall, and every single tiny mistake will, you know, end in instant death because you fall down 7 miles. It's great. And the physics don't really, you know, accommodate for that super well. The one problem with the jump button being added is that now the FromSoft feels that they're allowed to do even more really horrible platforming sections that just they don't have the physics to actually do well. So just the game ends up screwing the player over and then just dropping them into endless pits and killing them. Like, okay, cool, thanks. Yay. Alrighty. Hi. Okay, what does this do? I have a feeling that I probably won't be changing my rune because adding maximum HP is really, really nice. Grants a blessing of blood to phantoms. Like, what does that mean? Do they become more fleshy, like they have blood running in their veins? Does it mean that they cause bleeding when you summon ash people? Is it like a PvP thing where somehow it means something? I mean, it did mention invasions in the description, so maybe? And imparts a Phantom Great Rune upon successful invasion. Like, yeah, maybe a PvP Great Rune, which is not a good thing. Maximum HP, FP, and stamina. It's probably a lot less HP than the... I'll need to experiment with that, though. Like, when I die, I probably need to check the difference. It's 2458 just with this. If it's... I might be interested if it's like 2,300 and adds a good chunk of stamina. FP I don't really use. Not really. So, I don't know. Okay. I think I have a death root I can give to the big boy here. Maybe. Hello.
It is all consumed. Still, I am not sated. Not nearly sated.
Do I need to fight you?
America! Is this what it is to sin? Will things never be the same again?
Drugs are bad. That's the lesson.
Tarnished, my thanks for thy long labor. But I have done all I can in this land. Henceforth, mine appetite shall be my sole companion. Farewell.
Cool. It was a lot of work to find all of those, but especially because one of them was hidden behind some really BS invisible bridges in a tiny catacomb one wouldn't really expect to look for them. I only looked for them because the beast eye quivered, which I suppose is a good hint to at least go to the Googles, but yeah, it was absolutely impossible to even try to get it otherwise. There's no hint to go down to jump to your death in that area. It's just like, okay, you find Google, and Google says, jump to invisible bridge down below. In a place that you would obviously die to if you jumped down there. But that's instead an invisible bridge that is then you need to go. There are some bad invisible bridge areas in Dark Souls games, and Elden Ring is a continuation of those, but Elden Ring is by far, that specific catacomb is the worst one in all of them. I think in Dark Souls 1, there's at least a crystal snow falling that kind of tries to clue you in, sort of, a little bit. I'm trying to remember if Dark Souls 2 even has any. I'm not sure it has. Dark Souls 3 has a pretty bad one, but at least there's like a suddenly stopping bridge with no railing. It's terrible. It's really bad. It's stupid. It shouldn't be there. But it's still one notch better than what's here. There's just like this normal place, catacomb, stairs up. On the sides there's just endless pit. Don't go down there. There's railings. The railing has sort of given out in one area, which is not unusual to the level design. You go check that there's no ledge. There's no ledge. You don't fall down there. You die. But instead, that's the one place in the game where there's a invisible bridge platform. It's not even a straight line from place to place. You need to really just like go left and right a little bit and up and down to get through it and not die a million billion times. It's horrible. I mean, and the devs obviously know it's horrible. It's just a joke in the player's face. And that's another example of just criticize FromSoft when they make stupid, garbage, bullshit decisions. I think even stupid is the wrong word. It's more like they make a decision to make the player, like, to laugh in the player's face. To be like, haha, we can make a really BS place and we'll not get called out for it. Because the FromSoft self-gaslighting cult just doesn't allow criticism, so we can do whatever we want. You know, it's not healthy, it's bad, and the players suffer because they're not compelled to make actually good levels. I don't know. Bad. Alright. Now that that's done, I think the next step should be to continue to explore this here. By the very least, there's this Erd tree here that I gotta go and fight for it because I feel like completing this stuff. I'm trying to remember from which point I actually warped out. I'm not sure. I should maybe try and go there. It's a tricky place to try to get around because it's very dangerous here. And I need to actually change the pouch a little. Wrong button. Yeah, Scarlet Rot buildup is the one I need to remove. Actually, can I make more? Yeah, Crystal Cave Moss. Let's make, I don't know, enough to have 20. Yeah, Crystal Cave Moss is really, really rare. Annoyingly rare. Alright, let's try and get to the Erd Tree. There's at least a guaranteed boss right there, right? And, well, not quite guaranteed. There's, I think, 2 I've seen that don't have a boss. But they usually have a boss. They tend to. Alright. I feel like I am compelled to check these. Like, there can be caves, and those caves be important. I feel like oh, hello. I feel like I'm missing at least one, bell bearing of the smithing stone variety, because it just doesn't feel right. Albinoric blood clot. Cool. That smells like a treasure somehow. I'm sure it's fine. I keep forgetting to go to upgrade my bow. Ugh. When I get to the next bonfire, I probably should. At least when I rest at a bonfire, or when I should rest at a bonfire, or when I warp to somewhere. Oh, goody. Man, you chose a really precarious spawn. An elegant spellcasting animation, though. Man, that's a long-distance spit. Again, like, I can find nascent butterflies infinitely. They respawn in wherever. Just put actual loot items in the... It's so lame that the loot is now these common as hell crafting items. I like the game, but good god, that's another really, really stupid thing. Alright. 1 and a 2 and a 3. This does sometimes feel a little exhausting as well, though. Like, if you've played Assassin's Creed Origins or Odyssey and you try to do absolutely everything, or try to at least get all of the achievements, you know, it ends up, there's a lot of samey hitting things in the face that it eventually kind of like, that seeps into a Dark Souls-ish game as well. Not quite as strongly, because this demands more focus still. That's fair, but, you know, still. Okay. Well, I could use the healing items, I suppose. Alright. There you go. I have a feeling if I miss these scarabs, one of them is gonna have like an actual Ash of War or something like it. Not sure if I've checked that village either. And it's really hard to differentiate between mana potion scarabs and then some of them are like glintstone spell things, you know? The red ones, I think, are always healing items, but I think that's something else. It's probably also super, Oh, come on. Yeah. There we are. I almost expected it to explode a little bit, but... Then let's see about this. This is probably a mana potion one, but I have seen blue ones give like a glintstone magic, so I don't feel like leaving those behind. The red ones I can though. That's fine. Ah. Snow lightning bad. Dragon wind. Could you dismount the horse, please? Like, I hate how you can't really combine too many movements. Like, if you want to dismount, but you chose to attack like 5 minutes ago, then it just will not let you. Ugh. Alright. So far, so good. I missed this one. There we are. The red one I should probably leave alone, because I might end up needing healing potions later, who knows. Man, that looks worrying. I really hope I'm not gonna have boss fights in an area like that. Yeah, there's the remains of the Earth Tree. I don't really know why it's sometimes... Like, is it like... Has it been hacked down, or has the cold just killed it, or what? There's a statue of whatever in here, so I think there still might be an avatar in here, though. The game also allows me to summon something, so... There's a decent chance that something's gonna come up. Hello. So far, so good. even if there is... Hello. Even if there isn't an Earth Tree avatar, so far I'm pretty sure I haven't seen an Earth Tree that doesn't... Tarnished Golden Sunflower. Again, like, you go to a corpse of... Like, I don't expect, like, a legendary weapon, necessarily, but... Just... 3 of so common crafting materials. I can grind from any spot that respawns them, just go to a bonfire and go back and forth, and it's so lame. The crafting materials really shouldn't come from corpses and treasure chests. Unless they are the kind that you cannot respawn somehow, but I don't think there are any. I think it's then upgrade materials, like ghost gloveworts and whatever, right? Like, it's just lame. That shouldn't be a thing. It should be patched out. Add instead, like, decent rune items at least, you know? You know, golden rune 8 or something. It's boring. It's so lame. I don't... Ugh. You remember when lock-on actually meant something? You would actually, like, hit the thing you locked onto? Like, it didn't dodge. The game just, like, meh. And that's an arrow, not a, like, a unfletched bone stick. Actual arrow, and it still wouldn't hit, because the game's lock-on system sucks so bad. I wonder if I can still catch that. I guess I could go back to the big recording too if it doesn't, so it's not a big deal, but you know. Okay, but yeah, every Earth Tree still, as far as I know, does give the bits of wondrous physique or whatever that I can mix. Then you at least one by the minimum, almost always too. Man, these dragonflies are so bad. I'm not seeing anything in here, though. I was honestly sure that there would be a boss fight. I'm kind of... At least it kind of dodged it this time, but just... Oh, for fuck's sake. Dragonflies, they need to really, really be removed from the game. Just change the great dragonfly head crafting material into some sort of a stone and just call it a day. It's so stupid. I don't feel great about about not leaving healing items behind, but the sound is kind of bugging me and I'm having trouble focusing here. Okay, so there really isn't anything here. That is weird. I do know that I think somewhere down here there's gonna be a walking island. Or walking, you know, mausoleum, whatever they are, you know? But... I might need to Google this, because I'm having some trouble believing that a minor Earth Tree has nothing. I think I've found one or two that don't have a boss in them. That's fine, but... This would be the first one that doesn't even have, like, a piece of mixed physique in it. And there's nothing else here either. Like, there's no real loot. There's just... Could the boss be like a daytime, nighttime thing? Well, it's nighttime now, so... It was hiding. There we are. That is more like it. Alright, let's go. Come join the fun. Do 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 do. Hi. Nice and easy. Let it happen. Just take a nice big breath right there. Yeah, I might wanna. There we go. And oh, that's a pretty good haul of runes. Thorny cracked tear, ruptured crystal. Let's try to remember those names. Like this is the thorny cracked. I saw right at the thorn. Oh nope, this one makes consecutive attacks grow stronger in mixed physique. I've never really trusted these. And the other one, I think it's one of these two. So, what does this really even mean? Like, like, if it's a thing you drink, how come it, like, I will drink an explosive. Like, my mind is trying to tell me that it, like, turns it into a grenade, but what if it's half healing and half explosion? How does that work? I don't... This is quite strange. Okay, but long story short, nothing useful. But still, it's interesting to find these. Cool. And I can't complain if I get a lot of runes, though. Copy-pasted boss fights, yeah, I, you know, at this point when there's the Earth Tree avatar number, ooh. It's hard to make a rough guess, but I think it's double digits at this stage at least, right? Yeah, 10 plus, I think. So yeah, still. I guess they're almost at least nostalgic fights because they're just the Asylum Demon, but at least, on the other hand, they remind me of games with better boss fights, so... You know. Still. Okay, I think the next couple of good ones are this ruin here, and this ruin here. There's probably something to be found in those. And also... I wouldn't put, like, money on it, but there's, like, I'm guessing a decent chance of at least one catacomb in here somewhere still. It just, you know, I have that vibe. There is a vibe of that, yes. But... Let's see. Trying to open up my things here. Okay, but I think this is a decent spot to call it, though. We got a boss fight at the end. It's been, just shy of 4.5 hours on stream. I think that's a decent time, and it's, 5:30 in the morning. So I should probably, call it and try to sleep at some point as well before my sleep schedule is all messed up again. Thank you all for watching today. Thank you, Valkyrie, for the 5-month subscription. It really made my day, and it's helped me get through a really bad evening. And I had some rough, annoying times here, but the Blood Lake was still visually interesting all the way up until the game cheaply killed me, and until we got to the really time-wasty blood zombie boss, blood zombies. The Moch boss was... I think the blood loss bit was very, very just... I liked the fight up until the very weird blood loss spell, because it drained more than the entire health bar in one go. You need to literally heal through a really not well-designed difficulty spike in just raw numbers. But we got through it though, so am I complaining about nothing? I don't think so, but my tanky build with a lot of healing potions managed to struggle through it, so we'll take it, right? But thank you all for watching today, and thank you for watching on YouTube as well. And I hope you've enjoyed. We'll see when we'll pick this up again. It's kind of touch and go as you can see, but I hope you've enjoyed, and see you in the next one. I hope I'll do one more. We'll see. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.